Let's get right into it. Number 10. The brain's thrill-seeking addiction. Have you ever found yourself watching a horror movie through your fingers, absolutely terrified, but also completely unable to look away? Or maybe you've been on a roller coaster that made you feel like you were about to die, only to get off and immediately want to do it again. This isn't just a quirky personality trait, it's a hardwired biological feedback loop in your brain. When you're in a scary or dangerous situation, your brain's ancient survival systems kick in. The amygdala, your brain's fear center, sends a distress signal. In response, your body floods itself with adrenaline, cortisol, and other stress hormones. Your heart rate skyrockets, your senses sharpen, and you become hyper-aware. This is the fight or flight response. But here's the interesting part. After the perceived danger is over, your brain gets a second, much more pleasant chemical cocktail. It releases dopamine, a powerful neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. It's essentially your brain giving you a pat on the back for surviving the ordeal, and it feels amazing. Your brain then starts to connect the thrill-seeking activity with that sweet, sweet dopamine hit, creating a feedback loop. It's like your brain is a teenager who just discovered energy drinks. It loves the jolt and the crash, and it keeps coming back for more. So that feeling of being on the edge of your seat, it's not just fear, it's your brain's way of saying, let's do that again, but maybe with more explosions this time. Number 9. The paradox of control. This might sound counterintuitive, but a big part of why we love dangerous activities is because they make us feel like we have control. Think about it. A roller coaster isn't actually dangerous. You're strapped in, the track is meticulously engineered, and the operators are professionals. The danger is an illusion. You get all the chemical rewards of a life-or-death situation without any of the actual risk. The same goes for skydiving with an instructor, bungee jumping, or even rock climbing with a safety harness. Your brain gets to go on a vacation to the danger zone while you're in the comfort of a pre-calculated, highly controlled environment. It's a paradox. We crave the feeling of powerlessness in the face of a thrilling situation because we know, deep down, we're actually completely in control. We are the ones who bought the ticket, signed the waiver, and chose to step onto the platform. The real rush isn't just the adrenaline, it's the profound sense of agency we feel in confronting a simulated threat. It's like being the main character in a movie where you already know you're going to survive. We don't just love danger, we love the illusion of overcoming danger on our own terms. We are basically just big babies who want to feel brave without any of the actual consequences. Number 8. The social proof of bravery. Have you ever noticed that dangerous activities are often more fun with friends? The social aspect of thrill-seeking is a powerful motivator. Humans are a tribal species, and we have an ancient, deeply ingrained need to prove our worth to the tribe. Doing something risky and surviving it is a fantastic way to show that you are strong, capable, and not a total liability. When you and your friends go cliff diving, you're not just jumping into the water, you're engaging in a ritual of shared courage. The experience creates a powerful bond. We see this in everything from teenagers daring each other to jump off a roof to soldiers bonding in combat. Our brains are hardwired to seek social validation, and what's more validating than successfully staring down a threat with your buddies? It's a primal way of saying, look at me, I'm an asset to the tribe. The dopamine hit you get from the adrenaline is amplified by the oxytocin released from social bonding. It's basically a biological high five from your brain to your friends. The group cheers you on, you feel a sense of belonging, and your brain logs it as a positive social experience. So, while you think you're just enjoying the thrill, your ancient brain is busy updating your social resume. Number 7. The ostrich effect on repeat twice. Have you ever seen a scary news report about a disaster and thought, that's awful, but then immediately clicked on a similar video? This is a weird psychological quirk called the ostrich effect, and it's why we're so drawn to dramatic, dangerous news stories. The ostrich effect is a cognitive bias where we avoid information that could cause psychological discomfort. But in the case of news, we do the exact opposite. We actively seek out information about things that should terrify us. Why? Because we want to feel prepared. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, thinks that by watching that documentary on shark attacks or that special on plane crashes, you're somehow arming yourself with knowledge for a future encounter. It's a false sense of security. You're not actually preparing. You're just consuming content that makes you feel like you are. The more you learn about the dangers of a specific situation, the more you feel like you have a handle on it, even if you're just sitting on your couch. This is the same reason why so many people are obsessed with true crime. They're not just morbidly curious. They're trying to decode the psychology of a killer, thinking that somehow that knowledge will make them safer in their own lives. It's like buying a fire extinguisher after watching a movie about a house fire and thinking, well, now I'm prepared for anything, even though you've never learned how to use it. Basically, we're all just nervously scrolling through the internet, trying to find a cheat code for life. Number 6. Misattribution of arousal. This is one of the most fascinating psychological phenomena out there, and it's a big reason why we think we're more attracted to people when we're in a dangerous situation. Picture this. You're on a first date. Instead of going to a quiet dinner, you decide to go to a haunted house. Your heart is pounding, your palms are sweaty, and you're screaming your head off. Afterward, you might feel a stronger connection to your date. But is it really a connection, or is it just your brain being a terrible matchmaker? Psychologists call this misattribution of arousal. Your brain has a hard time telling the difference between the physical symptoms of fear and the physical symptoms of romantic attraction. When your body is pumping with adrenaline, your heart is racing, and you're feeling an intense physical response, your brain might mistakenly label that feeling as, I'm attracted to this person. In reality, you're just terrified and your brain is blaming the nearest attractive person. This is why horror movies and thrill rides are classic date ideas. It's not about the shared experience. It's about tricking your brain into thinking you're falling in love with the person sitting next to you, when really, you just both survived an encounter with a guy in a hockey mask. It's the ultimate biological blind date, and your brain is a terrible wingman. Number 5. The endorphin release. Beyond the dopamine and adrenaline, there's another powerful chemical at play in our love of danger: endorphins. Endorphins are your body's natural painkillers. They're what give you that runner's high or that feeling of euphoria after a tough workout. They're also released when your body is under stress or experiencing pain. So, when you're bungee jumping, cliff diving, or even just sprinting away from a spider, your body is getting a huge dose of these feel-good chemicals. It's a primal, biological reward for surviving something difficult. This is the same reason why people who engage in self-harm often describe it as a coping mechanism. The pain triggers a release of endorphins that momentarily makes them feel better. In a less dark context, this is also why extreme sports athletes are so addicted to their craft. They're not just seeking the thrill, they're seeking that intense post-danger bliss. The pain and stress of the activity are immediately followed by a powerful, calming wave of endorphins. It's like your body is saying, hey, you went through something rough, here's a little treat to make it all better. The more intense the danger, the bigger the reward. It's basically your body's way of self-medicating, and it's a powerful addictive cycle that's been with us since we were dodging saber-toothed tigers. Number 4. The search for meaning. In a world filled with mundane tasks, endless commutes, and predictable routines, danger offers something special, a profound and immediate sense of meaning. For a moment, all the small, nagging anxieties of life disappear. Your tax returns, your annoying boss, that passive-aggressive text you got last week, none of it matters. All that matters is the present moment and the clear, singular goal of survival. This is why people who have near-death experiences often come back with a new perspective on life. The danger forced them to confront their own mortality, and in that moment they understood what was truly important. For the rest of us, we seek out simulated versions of this. We climb mountains, surf massive waves, or enter into extreme races, not just for the thrill, but for the clarity it provides. The danger strips away all the noise of modern life and gives us a moment of pure, unadulterated existence. In that moment, you are not a stockbroker, a student, or a parent. You are simply a human being, a biological entity fighting against the odds. The danger makes you feel alive in a way that very few other things can. It's not just an escape from boredom, it's an escape from the small, meaningless details of daily life. It's basically our brain's way of hitting the reset button and reminding us that we're still here, and that for a few precious seconds, that's all that matters. Number 3. The illusion of invincibility. Have you ever done something incredibly stupid and dangerous as a teenager and thought, that's fine, nothing bad will happen to me? This is a classic cognitive bias called the invincibility fallacy, and it's a big part of why young people in particular are drawn to risky behavior. We believe that bad things happen to other people, not to us. Our brains are hardwired to be optimistic, and in a way, that's a good thing. It's what allows us to get out of bed in the morning and face a world of unknowns. But it can also lead us to make some very questionable decisions. When we engage in a dangerous activity and survive, it only reinforces this fallacy. We think, see, I told you nothing would happen, and our brain rewards us for our correct prediction. It's a self-reinforcing loop of bad decisions. Every time you ride a motorcycle without a helmet and don't get into an accident, your brain logs it as a successful risk, and you're more likely to do it again. The danger isn't the point. The point is proving to yourself that you are the exception to the rule. We are all the main characters in our own movie, and in that movie, the main character never dies in a stupid way. It's an intoxicating feeling of being bulletproof, and it takes a lot of painful reality to shatter that illusion. Number 2, the hormonal high. This one is a little more primal, a little more basic. Our bodies are basically a series of intricate machines that are all controlled by chemical signals, and danger is one of the most powerful signals of all. When you're in a scary situation, your body releases a cocktail of hormones designed to help you survive. We already talked about adrenaline and cortisol, but there's another one, norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter that, among other things, controls your focus, alertness, and reaction time. In a dangerous situation, it gives you tunnel vision, allowing you to focus on the threat and nothing else. But here's the kicker. It's also a powerful mood enhancer. The same chemical that helps you run from a bear is also what makes you feel a sense of exhilaration and power. It's like a built-in energy drink that also makes you feel like a superhero. The hormonal high that comes from a dangerous situation is a potent, addictive experience. It's not just a mental game, it's a physical one. Your body, in all its wisdom, is basically giving you a chemical reward for not dying. It's a powerful, ancient feedback loop that has kept us alive for millennia, but in the modern world, it's what sends us looking for the next big jump, the next terrifying movie, or the next death-defying stunt. We're not just seeking a mental thrill, we're seeking a full-body hormonal experience that makes us feel completely, utterly alive. Number 1. The evolutionary advantage. This isn't just about a hormonal high or a feeling of control. Our attraction to danger is a deeply ingrained evolutionary trait that helped us survive. Think about our ancient ancestors. The ones who were completely risk-averse, who never left the cave, who never ventured into the unknown. They didn't discover new food sources, they didn't learn how to use fire, and they probably didn't find a mate. The ones who survived and thrived were the ones who were willing to take calculated risks. The ones who had a biological impulse to explore, to push boundaries, to confront the unknown and to survive. Our modern attraction to danger is a watered-down, domesticated version of that ancient drive. It's the same impulse that led a hunter-gatherer to stalk a woolly mammoth. We no longer have to hunt for food or fight off predators, but the impulse is still there, lurking in the back of our minds. We've just replaced woolly mammoths with extreme sports, roller coasters, and horror movies. The danger isn't real, but the biological drive to confront it is. Our love of danger is basically a leftover from a time when it was essential for survival. It's the ghost of our ancestors whispering in our ears, "Go on, push the limit, you might find something amazing out there." We are all just adrenaline junkies in a world that doesn't demand it anymore, and that, in and of itself, is a fascinating and weirdly beautiful truth. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.